Hello there. It's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, we really love this guy. If you're watching Zoom, he's there in the checkered shirt. And I think that's a great backdrop that Zoom has created. Somebody's office in their home. It's Pastor John Hambrick, one of the pastors on staff at Buckhead Church. John, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's nice to see you guys.
And you wrote every one of those books behind you, didn't you?
I asked, one time a guy gave me a great answer. If somebody ever asks, have you read all those books? The answer is some of them twice.
I like it.
I am a little disappointed, John. I thought we were closer than this. Dan and I closer to you. Our picture is nowhere in that room that at least that we can see.
It's behind the.
So you can see us at all times. We're right there looking at you.
I'm sure it's right next to Andy Stanley's picture, no doubt, right?
Try not to make any career decisions today, so you can help out with it.
We do love John. We've had him on the show many, many times. He's an author, a speaker, and as I mentioned, one of the pastors at Buckhead Church. John, we just wanted to talk with you, catch up with you to see, first of all, everybody healthy? The kids, mom, everybody?
Yeah, our immediate family, Patty, my wife, and 2 kids, adult children, John and Carol, are all doing well. We had a bit of a scare with Patty's sister earlier this week. She had some symptoms of the virus, but she got tested and she doesn't have the virus. So it's just something. So we're grateful for that.
That's wonderful. Now, we've been socially isolated now for about 4 weeks, working on 5. You as well, you socially isolated for about that long?
Yep. Yeah, we made it, Buckhead Church, along with the other North Point campuses, we decided to start working remotely and having our services, everything, even our groups, online about that length of time ago.
I think everybody's using Zoom, right? I assumed that you would jump on Zoom to get in touch with all the small groups, the new believers that you're in charge of, right?
I think you just gave me a promotion.
Then my picture should move up or move closer so that we can.
Yeah, now you're above that.
Aww.
I can see where this goes.
Well, let's talk about the pandemic a little bit and how it's affected us personally and the church. I think all churches have pretty well jumped on the streaming bandwagon, and I think they're doing pretty well at trying to keep up with, the sheep. How would you say the church as a whole is doing?
I think we're doing pretty good. I can only speak personally regarding Buckhead and the North Point campuses, but I think, we have such a talented group of people working on production and stuff already that we had the resources to make the transition to online pretty quickly. And they have just done a remarkable job. So couldn't be prouder of all those guys. They just know what they're doing and they do it well. And they're very open to, what the communicators want and what our congregation needs. And so it's just been great.
How has your church family reacted to this whole thing? Have you had anybody come in to you saying, John, this is scary? Or is everybody just like, that's just another part of life?
No. Well, it's all the responses you can imagine have we've heard in the past month or so. Mm-hmm. There's some people that are, this is not a big deal for them. They've had to make some adjustments, obviously. They wear masks when they go to the grocery store, but other than that, it's not too bad. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have people who family members have died, who have lost jobs, who had a pre-existent illness and are just scared. They're scared and they feel trapped in their house or their apartment. Some of them are single. I was talking to one person not too long ago, and in a space of 48 hours, that person lost their job, was wrestling with bronchitis.
Wow.
And it was just all the things happen at once. So there's a lot of people out there that are not doing well, and we're trying our best to stay connected to them.
Pastor John Hambrick, one of the pastors on staff there at Buckhead Church, a personal friend of Dan and myself, and we're so glad. John, it's interesting because we're kind of feeling around to see folks that are pastors and leaders what are the people asking, and what are they asking spiritual questions? And if so, what are they asking? Do they think it's the end? Do they think, hey, God put this on us, or he's trying to teach? What are they asking you as a pastor?
Yeah, different demographics are asking different questions. I think that the people that are already followers of Jesus they are hungry for a community, and so Zoom has been such a important tool in doing the best job we can and to provide some online community for people. So we've hundreds of groups, starting point groups, men's groups, women's groups, married groups, short-term groups have all moved online, and they're basically asking for connection. A lot of people feel kind of trapped in their house, and just to see a friendly face online and be able to talk with them, study with them, pray with them has been a huge thing. I think if you pan the camera back to look at the larger culture, I think this is clarifying. I think this is clarifying this virus, this pandemic. I think it's starting to reveal what people really believe, what they really trust in, what they value. And I also think it's revealing some of the inadequacies about things that people have trusted in the past.
Right.
And so I think from what I read, I think there's a new, not including everybody, but I think there's a new openness to the gospel in a lot of places these days. I was reading Greg Laurie's church. I can't remember the name of that church, but they had
Harvest Church.
Yeah, Harvest Church. Yeah, they're reaching a tremendous number of people right now online. And so I look for that trend to continue, and I think it's an opportunity.
John, something I would like to ask folks is how is this affecting you personally, spiritually? Is God teaching you anything in this time? A lot of for those of us who like to be out and doing things, it's hard to just sit and be still and know that He is God. Is He teaching you anything during this time?
Yeah. I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I think this pandemic has served to clarify a lot of things. I think it's doing that for me personally. I think it's showing me where my faith is pretty solid. I think it's showing me where my faith is kind of fragile. I think it's shown me that before the pandemic, some of the things that I spent time worrying about are of no consequence. And I find I'm worrying less about some of the silly things I used to worry about, and am more focused on important issues.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's, I think I'm just getting to know myself and God better. The news with God, the new things I'm learning are amazing. The things with me, like, I'm doing okay here. Yeah, I'm not doing so well there. So it's a chance for me to grow.
John Hambrick is author, speaker, pastor. John, we appreciate your time. We'd love to catch up with you in a few weeks. You can go to johnhambrick.net. Check out his books. Move Toward the Mess is an amazing book. All of his books are great. But that was
behind him and on the bookcase right there. Right
there.
Do
you see it?
Those are all the copies I've not sold yet. But you guys are talking about the books. And then don't forget the one I wrote with Tisha Hadra.
Yes. John, we'll give you a buzz and we'll get you back on the show. We always love talking to you. You are amazing to us. Hey, we'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.